I was late today, okay? I was late today by 5 hours. So what happened? What could have possibly happened that's a semi-emergency that would have caused me to start the stream 5 hours late? Okay, I have a roommate, and the roommate has a cat. The roommate is traveling, and the roommate said, hey, roommate number 1 and roommate number 2, because she doesn't even call us by her name. She calls us roommate 1 and roommate 2. While I'm gone, would you guys mind taking care of my cat? It's got a self-dispensing food thing and a self-dispensing water thing or whatever. All you have to do is make sure you clean its litter box. She was like, should I buy somebody? Not buy somebody. Not buy somebody. She goes, should I pay should I pay one of my other friends some money to take care of the cat? We're like, no, that's why we're your roommates. Not buy somebody. I didn't mean to say buy somebody. We'll take care of your cat for you. That's why we're roommates. There's no need to pay somebody for it. So my much more competent roommate, he cleaned out the litter box on Wednesday. Today is Saturday. So I was like, hey, thanks for doing that. I got it on Saturday. No problem, which is today. So I woke up, I posted a poll in Discord, which by the way, if you're not in the Discord and you want to vote on the next possible game that I play, I may or may not play the first place one. So please join my Discord and vote on the game you want me to play next. I started cleaning the litter box and I was scooping it. I was like, man, I gotta get this done. I gotta get back to my computer and do some more stuff before the stream starts because the stream was supposed to start at 2 p.m. So I'm scooping up the litter box. I'm getting all the little gifts, little presents that the cat had left behind. And I was holding them like this. I was like, okay, I need to get rid of this right now. Like, what do I do? My mom used to have a little dog that I used to take care of. We used to have a little spot for that thing to do its business. And we would just pick up the business, take it to the bathroom, slide that MFer down the toilet and hit flush and it was no problem. So that's what was going through my mind. All my life I've been conditioned, if you pick up animal business, you put it in the toilet and you hit flush. So what did I do? I walked the cat gifts that it had left behind for me over to the toilet without even thinking. I drop everything in. I do that like 4 or 5 times. Like this cat, either my roommate didn't clean the litter box the first time or this cat lays the most gifts out of any cat I've ever met in my entire life. So I put like 4 or 5 loads of this stuff into the toilet and then I hit flush. As soon as I hit flush, I kid you not, the toilet clogs immediately. Like there's not even a delay. I went whoosh, and it just clogs instantly. And I was like, oh my God. I know you're not supposed to flush paper products that may expand when you flush them, but I did not know anything about cat litter. So I take out my phone. I'm like, I flushed cat litter. Is that okay? And I kid you not, I find this Reddit post. You can probably, if you Google it right now, I guarantee you can find the same one. It said, I was an idiot. I flushed cat litter. Is there any way that I can clean this out? And the top comments are just obliterating this person. They're just roasting the living soul out of whoever posted this. The top comment was like, why don't you go throw some toy cars in there and see if that fixes it? So I'm like, what? People on the internet are being mean? This is not the internet that I remember. I quickly found out, I'm like, this is not the place where I'm gonna find any tips. So I called a plumber. I swear to God, I said this. I was like, hey, somebody in our household accidentally flushed some cat litter. Like, I didn't say it was me. I'm not gonna say it was me. Are you joking? I'm not gonna say it was me to confident plumber man on the other side of the phone. And he goes, did you already flush the toilet? I'm like, oh my God, is he judging me right now? I'm like, yes, I did. I flushed the toilet, but some clumps came back. I was able to scoop those out and take care of it. And he goes, yeah, last time we helped anybody with that, it ended up being about a $900 to $1,000 charge. And I'm like, son of a bean. I was doing a good deed, by the way. I was trying to do a good deed. And, okay, whatever. I'm like, son of a bean. He goes, listen, I'll give you the number of one of my good friends that I have. He can probably take care of it for $500 to $600, something like that. As soon as he dropped that number, I mean, I'm like, no, I'm figuring this out myself. I'm like, I'm not gonna call this number. I wrote it down, but I'm like, I'm not gonna call this number. I can figure this out. I'm a man. I was like SpongeBob with the razor. When SpongeBob holds up the razor to Sandy, he goes, I am a man. That's basically how I was hyping myself up in my head. Anyway, I went online again. I'm like, okay, why don't we try to find some helpful articles? So I went online, I typed kitty litter, flushed, toilet clogged, whatever. I typed whatever. You know how you talk to Google, right? You don't talk to Google like a person. You say, kitty litter, toilet clogged, help! That's how everybody talks to Google. At least that's how I talk to Google. So I found some articles. I think it was a Quora article. And my God, it was the least helpful thing ever. Like, I'm already kind of an anxious person. And every single thing that I found on Quora was like, you're basically going to die if you flush kitty litter. And every article was worse than the last. Thousands and thousands of dollars of repairs. Your landlord's gonna evict you. Thousands and thousands. And I was like, oh my God. Like, I could feel my blood pressure rising as I was searching for these answers. Anyway, I ended up calling the plumber that the guy gave me the number for. And I was like, this is the situation. I don't think it's fully down the drain yet. Can you please come over here and help? And he goes, I don't know if we can get there till about Monday. I gotta get, my guys, it's the weekend. My guys, they gotta have off, I'm like, fair enough. That's no problem. He goes, listen, we'll come out there Monday bright and early. If your shower starts overflowing, if your sinks start overflowing, like basically if the kitty gifts have made it farther down the drain and it becomes an issue, let me know in advance and we'll try to get somebody there Sunday. So I'm like, we're gonna try this thing on Monday, but I still wanna give it my best college try. I looked up a tutorial and found something useful where you literally just like unscrew the toilet from the ground and you just lift it up, turn it upside down and just like reach in there and grab whatever's in there out. So I'm like, okay, I gotta get this MFing toilet off the ground. I get down and like I have towels everywhere and there's water spilling everywhere and I'm basically getting covered in toilet water. Think of like a turkey on Thanksgiving. You know how you baste a turkey and whatever in butter on Thanksgiving? That was me, but with toilet water. Anyway, I get one screw off. I'm like, perfect. All we gotta do is get one more screw off. We can lift this entire toilet off the ground. It's gonna be fine. I start getting the other screw. I'm like, God, this one's really stuck, right? It's like a super rusty. This screw was like brown. It wasn't even silver at all. It was filled with rust. As I'm, loosening this thing, trying to get this thing off, I'm like, I better be careful. I don't want to scrape I don't want to get a cut with this rusty bolt or whatever and then be in even bigger problems, right? Because rust equals bad. Rust equals tetanus. You don't want to get scraped by things that are rusty. That much I know. And 5 to 10 seconds later, I'm screwing and I'm like, this stupid MFing bolt, like, come loose. And I kid you not, I went a little bit too hard and I was being a little bit too careless and my hand slips off the wrench, slices the bolt. Can you see this? Can you see my finger right now? Hang on. Right there. And I cut the rusty bolt. My finger cuts the rusty bolt. And I'm sitting there like, I was literally just trying to do a good deed. I was trying to clean up the kitty gifts, put them in the toilet, get back to my computer, and get ready for the stream. That's what was going through my head. And now I'm like, I pulled out my phone once again because I'm sure the internet's gonna make me feel better about this. I Google, can you survive with one tetanus shot for your entire life? And Google says, you need a tetanus shot at least once every 10 years. And my last tetanus shot was 10 years ago. Almost on the dot. I stepped on a rusty nail. By the way, I'm a physics major. I used to teach physics and I flush kitty litter down the toilet. So now I Google tetanus shot near me. Like who in their life has done that? Everyone does like McDonald's near me, food near me, burrito near me, gas station near me. Who has ever typed tetanus shot near me? If there's one saving grace here, there is kind of a happy ending to this story. It turns out there was a CVS Minute Clinic, which for anyone that's, I guess, outside of America, it's basically it's a very cheap way for people that don't have insurance. You can get in quick. You can see a nurse practitioner, not a doctor, but a nurse practitioner, and they'll usually help you with pretty much everything you can possibly think of, other than like surgery or whatever. The time was 4:40 p.m. and it turns out there was an appointment open at a CVS Minute Clinic near me at 5 o'clock. So I had booked an appointment 20 minutes into the future from the exact minute that I cut myself for a tetanus shot. So I was able to get in pretty quickly. Like I was able to get in very fast. I was the only patient there. And the saving grace is not only was I able to get a tetanus shot quickly, but the nurse that was helping me was also incredibly skilled. Anyone that's ever gotten a shot, you guys know. Do you guys watch Caleb City? Have you seen Caleb City skits? When he goes like, like nurses are like, okay, it's just a little sting coming on. Here we go, 3, 2, and like they put the shot into you like the most aggressive way that they possibly can. But the nurse that was taking care of me, she was like doing this with my skin, like Mr. Krabs with the world's saddest violin. She was doing that with my skin. She goes, okay, I'm gonna put the shot in right now. And she just goes, and I felt nothing. I felt nothing so much that I literally questioned her. I'm like, did you miss my skin? Did the needle go in? She goes, yes, yeah, the needle went in. I'm like, that's never happened to me before. I was literally questioning, is she gaslighting me? Is this the cherry on top of my day? Am I getting gaslit by a nurse? Like, you know how like if people are like, whoa, I'm gonna eat this AirPod case and they go like, and they're like, they do that? Like I thought she was like just going to the right of my arm and like just gaslighting me. Like, bro, what do you mean? You're crazy. Of course I put the needle in. And it's the first time it's ever happened to me. I didn't even know it was possible to not feel a shot as it's going in. But I came back home and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna hire a plumber. Clearly this is not my day. Clearly this is not my expertise. My expertise is being a guy on computer. That's what my expertise is. So yeah, that's why I'm late. I hope nobody thinks any less of me.